we're gonna get a little bit more official, but not really. You guys, this is Jen Kelly. For those of you that were not on earlier, she is literally one of my favorite people. Like, hands down favorite people. We had a blast in Texas together. We've been lucky. We've traveled together. Super stoked to be on senior board with this woman. Cannot freaking wait. Dude, we're going to hit 1 million this month. I'm stoked. Like, in the bag. So the girls are killing it. But I would love for you to kind of reintroduce yourself and also share like a little bit about your superpower, kind of how you got started. You'd kind of fill us in on your story.
Yeah. So guys, clearly Jen Kelly, upstate New York, very, very small town, middle of nowhere, like 900 people. I did start my business almost 8 years ago. It'll be 8 years in October. I was working 80 hours a week between a full-time big girl job, post-grad, and 4 different bartending jobs. I grew up in a very conservative family, so Catholic, Italian. My dad was in New York State Police, and he's a farmer, so grew up in that family. And when I went to college, I went to SUNY Oswego for the lovely Cheryl. And when I went to college, I ended up being invited to a party. I was like, hell yeah, I'm in. I went. I actually didn't buy anything. I was disgusted. The woman, I don't know what party or what company she was from, but I just felt very uncomfortable. It wasn't a professional experience. So when I ended up, like a year later, I ended up buying stuff online, just so you guys know. They ended up sending my mom and dad some really inappropriate mail that was exposing some people, because that was my billing address. So my mother called me up and said, Jennifer Elaine, what's in the mail? How to explain it? She said, cool, just change your mailing address. So from there, about a year later, I went to another party, still same thing. Third year, my sister had to physically drag me across the street to a party. Was actually at Nicolette Anders' mom's house. So that's how, when I've known Nicolette since, good Lord, she must have been 14, I was 16. And from there, I ended up falling in love with the consultant in the company. About a year later, I joined because I was working the 80 hours a week and I was sick and tired of bartending. I ended up doing my launch party, and I made my whole entire full week paycheck in 3 hours. And then from there, I ended up literally just quitting my full-time job, putting the 2 weeks in notice in the next day, and I ended up going back to work at the bar for 60 hours to make sure I kept that income flowing in. And slowly quitting my bartending jobs as I got more comfortable. I did build my business originally for the first year up in Oswego, which is a little bit more populated area. However, I still did drive the same amount that I drive now. Cheryl's probably the only one who knows how big upstate New York is. Very, very large area. On average, right now I do drive, when I am able to do in-home parties, about an hour and a half one way to a party. I do a lot of parties in like Syracuse and stuff. So even though I've built this crazy, amazing business, I did hit the board of directors my first full calendar year, which is 2013. 2015, we had $1 million team that year. It has been a lot of fun exploration of New York State. So if you are nervous to drive, it is okay to drive. It is normal to drive. Enjoy the drive. I feel like because of the fact I was the youngest senior board member, I was the youngest $1 million team leader for so many years. My superpower is 100% working smarter, not harder, because I enjoy my life outside of pure romance. My life is very separate from pure romance. So don't get me wrong. I love my pure romance people. I love my pure romance friends. My 5 best friends are not pure romance. They have their own lives. We do talk every single day. And I feel like that is one of the most important things that has kept me going. And because they do help me out when I ask, is having that life that makes me happy outside of pure romance is preventing my burnout, guys. So because of that, I like to work when I have the time. So when my husband and I go on long trips, I work when I'm in the car. I do a lot of bathroom Facebook stalking on my leads, because what else are you going to do while you're in there? You're on Facebook anyway. And things of that nature. So super easy. If you're feeling overwhelmed with something, I'm your girl. And yeah, that's pretty much it about me. And then do you want me to start hammering into the questions, Lucy?
Yeah, if you want to. I feel like if we do Stacy's, that'll lead into Tatiana's. So Stacy's was, how do you build $1 million team when you're at 5,000 to 7,000 a month? Is it personal sales, team building, or both?
So Stacy, one of the biggest things I'm going to tell you is to concentrate on parties. Parties is where everything comes from. Parties, whether you're online or at home, I physically don't care what you're doing. They are the lifeline of your business, okay? Think about your parties as like your body, okay, of your business. You cannot have it without that, right? Because what comes from parties? More parties, sales, and team leads, guys. So my biggest suggestion would be to start with your parties. As a $1 million team leader for the past, since 2015, actually probably since 2014, I have been doing 8 to 10 parties per month consistently, and those were all in home. Clearly, just take everything with COVID out the window. But 8 to 10 in-home parties per month consistently. And that is how I continue. That's how I boost my growth. That is how I boost my team leads. Currently with the online and in-home kind of, I just only done one in-home party so far this year. Well, since the COVID thing. It has been a lot of social media stuff, and that is a whole class that I can go on for 47 hours if Lucy wants me to come back. But I don't really want you to touch on that today because that is a very long class. But it is a lot of social media stuff, and I will give you guys one quick tip. Social media is free, but here's a secret. You have to be social. What? I know. Stop being a chronic liker. Actually comment on people's things, comment on your leads things, comment on all of your women in your Facebook page, because eventually they will become your client. Even if they are the principal of the Catholic school system, they will, trust me, they will still be your client. So from there, I was consistently doing, honestly, probably $5,000 to $7,000 a month in sales. I'm going to be entirely honest with you. My bigger months were $10,000. But I was sponsoring, I was activating 2 to 3 people per month minimum. And that has been going on for years, for 7 years, guys. We did hit our $1 million team and 3 years into my business, but I did do a very large influx in 2014 of team members. Chris Chickenelli looked at me in a classroom and said, if you want to be a national director, which was the highest level at the time, which is where you had 30 people on your first downline, 30 people on your second, and you're currently sitting at 30 and 15, you do need to sponsor 30 more people right now. And that's when it kind of clicked onto me. In order to grow all of your legs, you have to keep growing the tree. So in order to grow your roots, the leaves have to, see more light as well, and there needs to be more leaves. You can't just grow a tree with a super fat trunk if you're not growing all of it, right? So that would be my biggest suggestion, would be to take the pressure off of yourself and off of them, and take the commitment out of it. Hey, give it a try, give it a go. What's the worst that's going to happen? You're going to have a whole bunch of cool stuff, as if you had a party. Best thing that happens is I'm going to help you with your discount, or help you get your nails done, or help you pay off school loans, or help you tell your boss to. So it's entirely up to you. But a lot of women stop, especially, and I'm going to lead this into Tatiana's question. A lot of people are just so concentrating on getting people, oh my God, I'm going to get people more excited. They go into well, I've done this, and my sponsor's done this, and this person's done this. What I need you to think about sponsoring, guys, is you need to paint a picture of pure romance around that person. They need to be able to close your eyes while you're talking to them and see themselves in the sisterhood of pure romance. Where do they belong? That's what they need to see. It is not, oh, well, and I don't, because maybe they don't want to do, sell $100,000 a year. Maybe they don't want to right now because they don't even have a taste, and I relate everything back to food because I'm Italian and I eat. So, my husband, when and I first started dating, he never had sushi. I love sushi. He's like, I don't really know about all this. I said, well, get some chicken. You were at a sushi restaurant. Get the chicken and I'll let you try some of my sushi. He had one bite. He wanted more. He was unsure of it. I told him what it was. Hey, listen, it's cooked fish. I don't get the raw one. It's cooked fish. Go for it. You like fish. What's wrong with you? I was super chill, super honest about it. He tried one bite. He goes, give me that roll, whatever that is. And just by not, like, what do you mean you don't like sushi? Everyone loves sushi. No, I literally break it down very, very simple, the same way I would do with my business. So somebody comes in and says, hey, this is my story. This is my full-time job because I choose it. If you just want to kind of sneak in, get a look around, see if it's for you or not, that's cool. If you decide it's not for you, you can be my client for life. I don't really care. It's up to you. I'm not going to jump around and bug you for 15 years about doing parties if you don't want to do parties. Just the way it is, guys. So take the pressure off of you. And when you're sponsoring, remember, it is not you're sponsoring because you need to get more people onto your team. Pure Romance is a gift, guys. In 1 year, I paid for my $30,000 wedding in cash. I bought a home. I paid off my student loans. Seriously, we did all three of those things in 1 freaking year. And so when I was sponsoring that year, it wasn't, oh my God, well, I need to pay for that wedding. Oh my God, I really want to do this. Oh my God, I wanted to win a trip to Africa. It was, I have the ability to do this shit. I know there are people in my area who are struggling with it. Why am I keeping this from someone else? And we all know the woman who comes in our shopping room or messages us, and you just know, like, she's got no hope. You're like, she got no hope. I'm not going to, guys, you're literally withholding a better life from her. So when you're getting someone excited, live your real life on social media right now, especially because you're kind of iffy on the in-home parties. Post yourself. If you're like, girl, I have nothing going on in my life, all I do is knit, post your knitting. Seriously, like, post your knitting, because maybe you can knit at 2:00 in the afternoon because you have the time because of Pure Romance. Okay? These are the things. If you're like, and maybe if you bought, I don't know, something small, like, and you don't want to say thank you, Pure Romance. You just want to show that lifestyle and what it's able to give you, right? Because, my husband lived away from me for the first 4 years of our marriage. It was insanity. It was very, very difficult. I'm not going to lie to you. But Pure Romance, I never said, thank you, Pure Romance, for giving me the opportunity to travel every single week. I literally was like, here we are again in Harrisburg, PA, another week at camp. Anyone got any good, easy meals for on the grill? Because who starts a job and has, 25 weeks vacation? No one. It's basically impossible. So by putting these small things in people's head, it got them excited.
Love it. Love it.
Anyone else have a question for me?
There was another one. Guys, just go ahead and drop those questions.
Office hours.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, Renee. I went off on a tangent. My office hours, I can literally tell you 100 different things of, oh my God, and I said it I literally just told one of the other girls this. I've been in millions of classes on how to prevent burnout from having an overwhelming schedule. Because I'm not going to lie to you, sometimes I do feel burned out. Like, it's just the way it is. And I feel like a lot of people do look at senior board members and they're like, oh my God, she must have it all together. And here is my answer. This is my office. I don't have anything together. Okay, nothing. I don't even like to be in my office, but my husband's watching TV right now, so I'm in my office. My best suggestion would be for you to make sure that you are running your business the way you want to run it. Not the way I'm going to tell you to run it. Not the way, Joe Schmo runs it. It's literally the way that you want to run it. If you're struggling with doing things, it's because you're not finding the joy maybe either inside of your business or outside of your business. So number one, reevaluate your why. Seriously, go back to your why. And number two, do something outside of your business that makes you happy. I'm being 100% honest here. I love to be outside. I love to be by the water. That's what I do all summer long, is I'm outside as much as possible, getting as much vitamin D. So and that just makes me happy. So when I have a couple minutes, either in a 2-hour car ride with my husband, or I have, tonight I had 10 minutes in between the last call I did and this call, I'm already in my office. That's time for me to just get 10 minutes worth of work done. If you feel like you don't want to create office hours, don't do it. But I will say this. If you do want to, do it. There is no right or wrong way or right or wrong answer to this. It's all in what you if you need structure, you're someone who's like, I need a calendar, then give yourself the calendar. Okay. But the only thing I know I need is I need to control the days I do not work. So 8 years in business, I do not do weekend parties. I started this business at 22, y'all. 22 years old. I was single. I mean, I enjoyed my weekends. I was still bartending at the time. Then once I quit bartending, I was with my husband. And I mean, he's 8 years older than I am, and neither of us have kids. So we like to enjoy our weekends with some cocktails. And I don't want to be working and having to rush. I literally enjoy my life, and you can do the same. set the schedule that you want to work, whether that's parties or non-parties, and do that.
Awesome. What have you found to be the best way to promote your business through social media, but also outside of social media?
Both through social media. Okay. So social media is 100% being honest. So what would your clients are doing business with you? They're not doing business with Lucy. They're not doing business with me. They're doing business with you. So chances are that your clients like your personality style and you guys probably vibe super well. So you guys would probably stop at the exact same post you would see. So my best suggestion would be, what would make you stop and buy something off a post? What would make you stop and interact in somebody's Facebook page? What would make you see it? Because that's what's going to be with making your,
because it's awesome.
My VIP group 100% is not just pure romance stuff. It's other women's stuff. It talks about, I asked about what's the best dry shampoo. I do cocktail recipes because again, like apparently I'm not an alcoholic, I promise you guys. But it's just something that I do. I talk about some positive moon stuff. Like I talk about all the different types of things that make my eye wander. And same thing with cutesy wootsy boutiques I buy from. Women love life hacks, seriously. So that's why I put my VIP group. So then when it comes time for me to post things about products, they're already in there. When I'm talking about products, you want to tell a story and give women multiple uses for it. So this lavender chamomile stuff, and we just went over this. Seriously, I love it. Okay, yeah, it's it's a shower gel and a bubble bath. Those are the multiple uses. No, guys, it's lavender, relaxes you. Stressed out, lavender. Okay, like seriously, you got sunburn, lavender. You get surrounded by bug bites, coat yourself in lavender. You want something gentle for your skin, lavender. I literally can tell you I can tell you 17 different things for every single one. Even the men's spray. Seriously, the men's Titan spray, guys. Oh, you have a partner and he's covering himself in Axe? Titan. You're single as a Pringle? Titan. Get your pillow out and enjoy it, right? That is the things I do to paint the picture of why they would use a product. And I do that in all of my posts. And I don't just steal people's posts. I use my own, so they're original to me.
Perfect.
Oh, and outside of social media, I didn't answer that. So outside of social media, use your products, guys. I'm not saying use your products, but use your products. So I'll be standing in line, and I'm going to go back, literally this is pre-COVID, so it's a little bit difficult right now. But I would be at the gym and I was spraying myself down with something, or I'd be at the bar and I'd be spraying myself down with something, or, putting Rising Ground on the back of my neck. And that 100%, when people see you using stuff, they're like, oh, what's that? Oh, I do pure romance. Have you ever heard of it? Use your products. Waiting in line to pick up your kids? Stuff. Spray the inside of your mask before you walk in. Use your stuff.
Yep, 100%. What would you say, because I know you talk a lot about how parties are obviously the lifeblood of your business. What's your top booking tip?
To stop informing people about pure romance and to physically ask them. So what I do is number one thing is when I get an outside order, I don't just say, okay, awesome, it's $23 plus tax. I say, awesome, well, here's the thing. It's going to be this much, or I can give you 2 bottles for free with a party. What do you think? Okay, that's an immediate, and don't get me wrong, I will always take $23 from somebody all day. Give me your monies. But why take $23 from somebody when I can take 1,000? Very, very simple. And then make sure that when you are asking for a booking, it ends in a question mark. It is not, hey, I do pure romance parties. No. It is, have you ever heard of it? Would you be in, I would love to give you a party day if you would, if you'd be interested. Would you like to take a quick peek at my open dates to see if anything matches up with your calendar? That is the key verbiage. Would you like to take a peek at my open dates to see if anything matches up with your calendar? And I give them 3 dates. Because if you think about it, if you have a partner, at least with my husband, so if you have a husband or a male partner, this is my experience with it because I don't have a female partner. But I'm going to be 100% honest. Chances are when they're like, well, what do you want for dinner? Well, what do you want for dinner? Well, what do you want for dinner? And it's like, right? If you have a million options, where I live right now, there's one place to get food. There is no argument. It's let's just go get the food. Before it was like, let's get all of the food at once. No, seriously. So if you give someone less options, they are more apt to pick something and say, well, let me get back to you. I'm going to contact my friends. No, here's 3 dates. Pick one and go to your friends with that date and see what happens.
Yeah. Keep it cash. Keep it casual. Keep it easy.
Yeah.
Like they're not signing a mortgage. Okay, guys.
Yeah.
Anybody else? I have another question for her, but anybody else have a question? You can ask it. You can drop it in the chat. I'm cool with whatever. Like this is your chance, you guys, to ask her whatever the heck you guys want to.
So here, I got a question if that's okay.
Yes.
Hi.
So I'd like to know, okay, this is going to be kind of gruff language, but just bear with me. So you're friending these people and you're having this conversation, you're getting to know them as a person. When do you go in for the kill?
So honestly, what I do is I friend them and I just comment on their stuff. And then eventually, like, so I do birthday posts, our birthday messages, and I don't say anything about pure romance. So say it's Lucy's birthday. Hey, Lucy, I hope you had a good birthday. I hope you get a chance to enjoy it. And I hope everything's well, XOXO. They'll respond back and say, oh my God, thank you so much. Everything is great. I hope everything's well with you. And I really say, oh my God, things are great over here. So busy with parties. Enjoying the nice weather, smiley face. I always find a way to sneak things in. And from there, and then since I'm interacting with these new people, when I put up a post about parties and how much fun they are, what my host has gotten, free stuff, they are 100%. You'd be like, oh, okay. It's a time investment. You know, if say I'm just Facebook friends with you, you're not booking a party next week. You're not. Just the way it is. It's a time investment that you have to put in order to get those parties. It's not a friend and, okay, let's do the party now. It's friend about things other than pure romance, and then you can go in for the kill with things like a post or, oh my God, I get sunburnt. Tell me more about your lavender chamomile lotion. What is that? Hey, I'll DM you. So this is what it is. It's this much, or I can give you 2 bottles for free with a party. What do you think?
Well, I feel like what I love the most about hearing you talk about like going slow and putting the time in is that by you just consistently, slowly, steadily doing exactly what to do, you did shit the fucking fastest. Because you just put your head down and did it in little bits.
We have the money now.
You didn't get in your head about it. You didn't, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. That's what I love the most about you is you're not like, go hardcore, go hardcore, go hardcore. And yet you get results really, really quickly.
Yeah.
Even though you're putting the time in.
Yeah.
Because it just kind of compounds. That's the other thing is if you guys are doing 20 this month and 20 next month and 20 the month after and 20 the month after, if you keep that rolling, all of a sudden you've got 100 people.
Yep. 100%.
So cool. All right. Anybody else have a question?
I do.
Yes.
Hi, Stacey.
Hi. Thanks for dealing with me. I got a little baby. I had to get him in the house and then put him to bed.
I love babies.
Okay, cool.
They're great.
So, well, I probably have several questions wrapped into one. Okay, so first thing kind of ties into the last one where, you know, you're talking about not going so hard and just slow and steady wins the race. So what if you've already been going so hard? Like, how do you take it back a notch and then but still have the same success, basically, if that's even possible?
I want you to remember, hold on, before you go anywhere else, I'm going to interrupt you. Pure Romance is a business of building and nurturing relationships. Are you a one-night stand with your new potential clients? Are you just going in? Are you being a telemarketer? Or are you literally trying to build a relationship with them?
Both.
Okay.
Both, to be fair.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, thank you for telling me that. So my honest opinion would be to stop. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong. There's times where I like go hard too, and I'm like, yeah, my spoke all the parties. But I also have built, and these people are not my friends. I'm not hanging out with them, but they think they're my friends. Like, I'm not calling them on a Friday night saying, hey, let's go get a cocktail. And we're not hanging out outside of Pure Romance, but they know me. Share your life. That is not your Facebook needs to be like So it's the jab, 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 punch rule. So 3 personal things and then 1 business thing. When you are, jabbing, then you can finally come around for that knockout. Like that's where you want to be posting. Talk to these people about if they have a post about, and because so many people expect you to be like, oh my God, I love your sweater. Do you want to do a party? So many people are expecting that they roll their eyes. They roll their eyes when you do it. You're like, oh my God, leave me alone. So literally compliment someone, message someone, say, hey, oh my God, I saw you just had a baby. X, Y, even if it's an answer to a question you already know, just ask the damn question and then say, I hope everything's going well. End of story. And move on because they're expecting it out of you. Mm-hmm. So when you are not a walking advertisement in that way, in terms of a telemarketer, you're going to create that relationship because people want to help people that they like. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying they don't like you, but right now they don't trust you. They're very, very concerned about, oh my God, is this person just going to ask me about products again? Oh, I don't want to deal with this. And then that's where the unfriending and then that bad rap comes.
Then honestly, I probably didn't answer that question right then because I schmooze the crap out of them on their Facebook.
Okay.
I do. I really do. Like whenever somebody's having a bad day, I'm the uplifting consultant. Okay. I'm the one who's like, know your power, be your authentic self. You're the manager of your own life. Like that's the kind of consultant that I am because that's the person I am. So whenever I see people online who are struggling, I'm always the first person to get on their feed and be like, you can do it. Yeah. And then even in my VIP group, we do all kinds of fun stuff. But I also am really good about follow-up and sending random messages to people too, up to and including the, hey, I hope you're having a great day, just checking in to see how things are going. You know what I mean? It probably depends on if it's the end of the month or not.
So I think that the way you described it to me was entirely, I think that what your questions that you just asked me is your own personal, like, oh my God, am I doing too much? I don't really know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So take that out of your head because you're doing everything right.
Oh. Okay. I want to protect myself from burnout.
So honestly, my best suggestion would be do something that you enjoy then. You need to do something you enjoy outside of pure romance. Like keep that balance. It's always fun to do like a whole bunch of pure romance stuff all day, every day, but then that's where the burnout comes. So do something outside of pure romance that you can also talk about on your Facebook and, share with others and share with yourself because that's going to be the thing that prevents it, to be honest.
I mean, the thing is you guys have to enjoy the life that pure romance is paying for. Otherwise, what's the fucking point? Mm-hmm. I only say that because I'm pretty sure Michael just yelled that at me like yesterday.
Yep.
No, that makes sense. Total sense. Yep. I'm on it. I'm going to float the river this weekend. I'm on it.
Yay. I love the river.
Lindsay, thank you. So do you take like full days off?
Oh God. Yeah.
Like regularly, like every single week? Like 1, 2, 3?
3 days a week, man. I don't really work that much. Honestly, I'm going to be entirely honest with you. Like, I sit down like today, I haven't felt very good all day. So today I filled out order forms for my flashback sale. It took me an hour. I went back to bed. I'm doing this. Yesterday I did my flashback sale. Monday I didn't do anything. I literally did nothing. Tomorrow I have a party. Friday I'm not doing anything. Saturday I'm not doing anything. Sunday I'm not doing anything. Just the way it is. Yeah. So it's even though to me that this is a job that you can work around your life, you need to remember that you still have a life. You take days off from regular you take days off from your regular job. You need to take days off from this job. Yep. And it's okay. There's no such thing as a dildo emergency. And if you feel very guilty about it, you can literally say, to your client, hey client, just so you know, I will get back to you after the weekend's over. I'm just doing a little bit of family stuff right now. Or I will get back to you after the weekend's over, but I just want to make sure you didn't think I was ignoring you. If that's what you feel to do. I don't do anything. Now I'm just like, hey, whatever. I'll get back to you. They know I don't do anything on the weekends.
No. And they'll learn, right? Like they'll learn. I also feel like too, you guys, like here's what I'm going to say. One of the things that I very much need to take from Jen's book, I take a shit ton of time off. However, I don't utilize it in a healthy way. Like, even if like I'm on my phone, it's not relaxing to me. It's not enjoyable to me. And I feel guilty and yucky about it. I feel sloppy afterwards. I feel like lethargic afterwards. So we probably take exactly the same amount of time not working, because I probably take about 3 to 4 days off a week, even though I seem crazy. But my time off doesn't make me happy, and it doesn't recharge me, and it doesn't fuel my life.
Mhm.
Jen is out doing things that are making her happy. She's spending quality time with the people that matter, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I do want to touch on Mel's question though, which is that how
Yes.
much this would really apply to newer consultants that are struggling to build a business. Mel, like I said before, my honest 100% advice to you is that you need to just, as a newer consultant, you are focusing on parties. You know, if you decide you're able to work on the computer today, like tonight, like you're already working tonight. Once you are done with this, my challenge is for you to message 15 people and say, hey, I know it's been a while, but I just want, I was just challenged, blame it on me. I was just challenged by some leader who did our team meeting to find 15 people who are super fun and love parties. So I mainly thought of you because I know you're always down for a good time, love helping other people, and who doesn't love free stuff, to see if you were interested in doing a party for me. I've got these coupons for free stuff, and I would love to give you one. Would you like to take a peek at my open dates to see if anything matches up with your calendar? And you know what? Copying and pasting that to 15 people will take you a total of 5 minutes, including responses. And if you don't get any responses and they saw it, you can literally message them the next day and say, hey girl, want to make sure you got my message because my messenger's been acting kind of funny lately. So I want to make sure if you wanted one of those coupons, you didn't miss out on the chance to have it. Parties is your only thing you should be concentrating on if you're brand new. Parties. Online, and then you're in person, whatever you signed up to do.
Yeah. And even if you guys are not new, if you're not where you want to be, she's already said it, you can get there with parties.
Yeah.
You can get there with parties.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else have a question? What other questions have you guys got? Let me see.
I've gotten no more, but Lucy, I didn't know you had one. Did you have
I do. Okay. I would like to know what your tip is for, let's say you kind of know that you want a little bit more out of your business, but you're kind of in a slump, you're kind of not feeling it. Obviously you need to get out there and you need to book parties, but you're just kind of like, I know that I need to, but meh.
My best suggestion would be to do a whole house throw out. Go through your house for a week and toss everything out that's not making you happy. I know it sounds a little Marie Kondo of me, especially with my messy freaking office. But I'm telling you, move the energy out of your house. You are in your house all day now. Like, unless you're an essential employee, you're just never leaving your damn house. Okay. Do something different with it. Like rearrange a room. I throw things out. I do a whole dump thing once a quarter. Okay. Seriously. Cause you are in your home and I will all of a sudden I just get stagnant energy and I won't go too woo woo on you, but it's just like, nah. And honestly, take the day. If you are feeling overwhelmed, you got a lot of no's, take the day to do mindless freaking activities. Okay. Like I love to paint. So my mother-in-law, I'm painting her deck for her. It just makes me happy. It's mindless activity. Netflix binge. Do whatever you feel like is necessary to you and say, tomorrow I'm coming back to it. And then you do. It's kind of like if you miss a day at the gym, you don't beat yourself up over it. Feel free to eat the damn cupcake and go back tomorrow. Who cares? Yeah. I had like 2 boxes of sweet tarts today. Screw it.
Yep.
Honestly, that's my biggest suggestion would be, in order for you to revisit your why, because there might be a good chance that you're like disconnecting your why with what you're doing. So when I started this business, I mean, it was literally just because I wanted to pay off my student loans. I did it in 2014, 2015. So I was like, well, now what do I do? And I was lost for like a year. I was like, what do I do? I don't know what the hell I'm doing. And I found the refuel, because I mean, right now, and you have to have a personal goal. It's not just like a team goal. And what do you want to, like, oh my God, I really want to hit President's Club. No, it needs to be like, what do I want to do when I sell that $65,000 in products or whatever it is now? What am I going to do with that income over the whole entire year? What am I going to do with that $30,000? I'll tell you what you're going to do with it. You can build your dream home. You can buy a vacation. That is what you're working for. It's not the President's Club. It's the personal connection to it. So when you have those bad days, you're like, you now have your personal connection to it. And it's not like, well, I don't really need President's Club. No, maybe you want to buy your dog a mini pool and get him acupuncture every single month like I do. I mean, it's fine. These are the things you have to, think about. What's going to support the lifestyle that you want once you hit your goal?
Fucking love. Which one of your babies gets acupuncture?
Turtle May.
Yeah.
Little Turtle Baskin.
Oh, dude. Oh, I love that you give your friend.
He'd kill me. He would kill me if he could. Turtle Baskin.
Oh, all right, guys. If you could, any last questions? This is the last call. Last call for questions.
Last call for alcohol.
Well, then they'd be all over it. All right, Jen. I would love for you to just any like parting thought, and then we will just.
First, I'm gonna choke on my own spit.
Yeah, don't die. Learn how to swallow.
Second of all, my honest opinion is the biggest piece of advice I'm going to give to you guys is two things. Number one, a closed mouth is a closed business. Being 100% serious. The more you talk, not even just about pure wellness, anything. Seriously, guys, utilize your mouth. Okay. Number two, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. When this whole COVID thing started, I was a hard no on online. Hard no. 30 years old, don't care, not doing online parties. And I've had plenty of talks about this with, the higher ups within our companies in terms of like Chris and Cheryl and stuff. Like I was not having it, and I was pissed that I had to relearn it. And I was very, very frustrated because at the same time, I had to teach the company how to do them, and my team, and myself, and I was very, very frustrated. And instead of being so frustrated about that, I stepped back and said, well, you know what? When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And I've been saying this since before I was a pure wellness consultant. Instead of looking at a snowed out party as another party got canceled because of the weather, this is going to give you a night to do a $20 make you holler. And instead of saying, well, I don't want to do online parties, you can say, well, I want to personalize them. I want to take Lucy's thing and your thing and that thing and make them my own so it works great for me. And then I'm going to find success for that, because now instead of just doing $190,000 a year, I can do $400,000 a year because I'm going to be doing double the business. Those are the things you want to think about. So when you see roadblocks, you see a roadblock in front of you, mentally, are you just going to sit there and pout and say, well, I can't go anywhere, God damn it? Or are you going to go around the roadblock, jump over the roadblock, set the roadblock on fire? What are you going to do with it? Unless it's a roadblock with cops, don't do that. But you guys know what I'm saying at the same time. Like, don't sit there and say, okay, all my parties are canceling, and oh my God, nobody wants to join my team. Say, okay, well, clearly what I'm doing is not working. Now's the time to reinvent it and start trying different ways. And that's it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jen. We love you.
I miss you. I wish I could hug you.
I know. All
right, guys.
Go feel better.
Love it.
Thank you. I'm going to go to the bathroom right now. I love you all. And I hope you guys have a good night. Thank you so much for having me. I'm honored.
Thank you so much.